Hello everyone, back with another thrift store finds video, and this was a fantastic end to the week. I had a ton of great finds this morning and got a better deal than I should have received by far. Went to the typical Goodwill bargain bins we always go to, and it was the perfect combination because most of what I found were books. Found a few other things as well, but I found a lot of books, and the person who was working there that day was Lewis. Who I've talked about before. He hates to count, so if you have a bunch of books, because books are one of the few things that are not strictly by weight, it's by the number, and so he just throws out a figure usually, and he'll look at your pile and go like, $4, and it's always a little bit lower than what it actually should be. But in particular, if you are someone who he remembers and he sees you frequently buying books, the figure he throws out is always a lower figure. So it's like $4, and the same person, a guy there all the time, and I see him, and he'd throw out like $3 probably for me, kind of thing. He should not be doing that, but he does it consistently. Today was ridiculous because I had almost all books. I had like 2 bags, and one was just all books, and like carrying books on the side, and like I picked up a little extra thing, just like a little over here plastic tub, because I couldn't even hold everything because I had so many books and things, and because my second bag was completely full by stuff I didn't want to crush. Amanda's doing an art project type thing for Etsy, and she wants a lot of VHS. Not the cases, but just like the covers of a lot of classic things for the art project she's doing. So I had a whole bunch of these. I didn't want to crush any of them, so I have one bag that was like, it's completely full with, like common movies and that kind of thing. So I walked up, and he looks, and he sees this bag, and he's looking at it, and I was trying to put it up on the scale or whatever, and then he saw my other thing was just full of books, and he's like, "All you have today is trash and books," and he says, $1.06 sounds right to me. And I'm like, well, wait, Lewis, I have a couple other things in the bottom of that, bag, but it's, and he goes off on this whole spiel I've heard probably 50 times about how people don't read anymore, and it upsets him so much that people don't read anymore. That's why he likes to just kind of cut people deals they shouldn't be doing on books on days that he's working alone, because he just wants people to take books and read and whatever. This whole long thing that he goes on, and he wouldn't listen to that. I had a couple other things in the bag too, and he's just like, $1.06, and he puts it through the register. Like, all right. So I also came back in a second time and went to the regular room and found stuff both times. But for now, I'm going to show you everything that I got for $1.06 this morning to start off my day. $1.06 for everything until I say otherwise. First off, we'll get these out of the way. The big pile of paperback books. They're all like generic suspense thrillers. So there's probably someone's whole collection, because there are about twice as many as these ones that weren't, in good condition, covers ripped up, whatever. But I grabbed all of these and do a couple like really big lots for fairly cheap of all these. They have the Sicilian, all these very generic suspense thrillers. Jonathan Kellerman, Michael Crichton, Stuart Woods, John Grisham, like all those kind of people that, whatever, they're just generic fiction. They're not worth a lot on their own, but huge stacks. So it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14. 21. So 27. So far we're already at 27 paperback books. This one piqued my interest. It's R.L. Stine, Red Rain. I'm not very familiar with more of R.L. Stine's more adult work, less like kids, like Goosebumps, or teen fiction like Fear Street. So that's interesting. So we're close to 30 paperback books, and then another author who I think I was vaguely aware that she wrote some stuff that was not for kids, because I think this is the same person, but I have never in my wildest dreams would I have known she would have written something like this or come across this. Is this the same? If you know, let me know, because I'm very curious. I'm very familiar with Judy Blume from the kids' books and things. I did not know Judy Blume wrote erotic fiction. Is this the same Judy Blume? Because this is very confusing to me, because that is one of those names that I associate with like second and third grader books. But yeah, this is Wifey by Judy Blume. She's tired of chicken on Wednesdays and sex on Saturdays. This morning, the mysterious motorcycle flasher revealed himself to Wifey and brought her frustrations into rigid focus. Holy. Wifey sees her wildest fantasies taking flight, and Wifey has an itchy and uncontrollable urge to catch up with them. That is not what I associate with the name Judy Blume. I'm very confused by that. But all those paperback books, 2 hardcover books. This is Peter Benchley, the author of Jaws and Beast, White Shark. And I Can Read Little Critters compilation, a hardcover one. Never seen that before, but it's 4 of the I Can Read Little Critters books together. I've seen a couple like omnibus versions, like compilations, but I don't think I've seen a hardcover one before, especially Little Critters. So that was cool. All that still going. Then I had all the stuff that was in the bottom of the bag underneath all the VHS covers. I actually had 2 VHS tapes from Scholastic Home Video, Stella Luna, and the Universal Special Edition of Pitch Black with Vin Diesel, sci-fi thriller, from the Disney Movie Club DVD of something I've never heard of before, but the Yellowstone Cubs. Never heard of that before, but Disney Movie Club DVD. One from the Disney Store. This is a cool Winnie the Pooh. I forget what, I looked up the year, I forget what it is, but yeah, not worth a ton, but it's in really, really good shape. This really nice looking Winnie the Pooh. The tag there, that was in there. The Monster Squad 2-disc 20th Anniversary Edition. Fun 80s movie. It's like the think of like the Universal monsters, like the classic monster movies mixed with the Goonies, and that's kind of what you get from that. Mr. Bean, The Whole Bean, a 3-disc DVD set for that. And the big one, because it's a movie that I actually really want to watch, so I was happy to find this Blu-ray DVD combo of Disney's Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, the second one. Really cool. I mean, I know it's on Disney Plus or whatever. I haven't taken the time to sit down and watch it, but yeah, now I am more inclined to do so. So that was it for the first round in the bargain room. All of that was $1.06 today. What the heck? That was how my day started. Yeah, so then I still had some time to hang around before the main room opened, because at this point I'd only been there for half an hour. Maybe 40 minutes tops, and all this. So I was taking this in my car. So I hung around in the regular room. They brought out a few more bins, thankfully, only a couple more, but I found a few things, and one was in pretty good shape. I thought they also clean up pretty easily. The FisherPrice Toys School Days Desk set. I believe the 70s, but nice. And yeah, bottom there, it's not empty. I just pulled everything out to look at it. We have most, if not all, of the different cards that go with it. The cardboard ones. There's actually a little bit of old chalk in there as well. We have the tray missing 1 letter of the alphabet. All the capital letters is missing 1 letter, and it does have a big collection of some lowercase letters, some extras, and some numbers and that kind of stuff of the little magnetic ones. So nice little set, but that was worth grabbing for. I think it ended up costing me $1, because again, he just like put it in. He was there too, but that was what I got the second trip through. Then I went to the main room and grabbed a big stack of books and one other cool thing. And the main room was they're really frustrating, because the prices on a lot of things have been jumping up to the point where, and Amanda and I have spoken about this, other resellers that I see all the time, kind of the usual suspects. They talk about it amongst themselves. I've talked about it. A lot of times we'll see stuff, and if it's not something you're buying like as a gift for someone else or something personally for you, it's something for the purpose of reselling, you don't get it just because they're charging too much. Like like this Blu-ray DVD combo, if this was in the regular room with the cover completely missing and like a scratch on the disc, it would be $4. So it's not, you're not going to get that. Like on some of these generic fictions, these still have the prices on them. $1.99, $2 for a lot of these. that there's no meat on the bone, and that's if you're lucky. Some of them are marked $3 or $4. Sometimes it's $4 for just a paperback book. That's crazy for a used paperback book, a generic fiction type thing. You're approaching retail for a lot of stuff, so that's not good. And the other big disappointing thing was I went around the corner and there was probably 10 hardcover Star Wars books, like 90s era Star Wars, and the spines looked in really good condition. I was like, oh, I was very excited because there were a couple there that we needed to finish off with our Star Wars book collection. Pulled them off, and you could see the water damage on the edge of the pages. Is weird because the covers were perfect. I opened it up and there was definitely some water stains and things on the inside, and they just, oh man, very frustrating because the outsides look perfect, but they were all in bad condition, passed up. But I did find reasonably marked and in really good condition a near complete set of Robotech paperback books, and these are the kind of thing, two stacks of them, that if you find a whole bunch of them individually, they're a little bit of a hard sell unless someone is looking to complete their collection. But if you can get a big old box ready, filled with them like that, that is good. So that was a good find. Again, not quite as cheap as would be years ago, or the bargain room, because a lot of times we just wait out stuff and hope it doesn't sell in the regular room, because then it ends up in the bargain room next door, in the next a couple weeks later, a month later maybe. And I've seen that happen plenty of times where all these books were probably in the other room at one point and they weren't selling because no one was buying for $2 to $4 super generic paperback books, and they end up in the bargain room, and there you get a good deal. So that was good. The other thing I'm going to, as usual, because it is a full box set, so as I'm doing lately, that's going to be its own little spiel so I can get this stuff out of the way. So look for that, little look at this box set coming up right after this video.